Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is a next update of the progress of the front garden. So last video you probably saw that I'd installed the new kind of jungle hut, which is in this location here. And this weekend I've been busy moving shrubs around, putting plants in and just generally laying out. Ready to put them in the future. So I've decided I put the wooden edging in to sort of edge the drive. This is the woodland garden on the left hand side here, and you'll see over here is basically the bottom half of the main section of the garden. So I talked about the possibility of putting some sort of oak logs in and then bringing the levels up with wood chip and things. And I've decided to do this just because it does kind of give the edge of the garden a bit more of an organic feel about it. So the logs are now in position, and I've started to mulch around particular areas of the garden. And one of the main areas that I wanted to get sort of semi-finished was this woodland garden. So at the moment the grasses are just placed. They might not necessarily go in this position, but they give a good contrast with all the dark greens of the rest of the border. And the big hole, which you can see there, is in preparation for the big Phoenix canariensis palm, which will be going in probably in about, well, in April time, I'd imagine it will go in there. So I'm holding off at the moment because of low temperatures, just in case we have a big freeze again. So I don't want to rush that one. But the rest of the garden here is prepped. So I've mulched, and you can see there is the little snowdrops which are coming through it already. So the idea with this really is it's still going to be the woodland garden, but it's just going to have a slight sort of tropical twist to it. And adding a few, obviously palms in here will help with that, as well as some contrast. So a job that I've been able to do this weekend is I've put in the cicerantiums, which will edge the drive, and I'm awaiting more plants to basically finish that sort of mini project off. The lavender has been removed as it looked quite old and tatty, and yeah, it doesn't really, well, it kind of fits with the theme of the Mediterranean style, but ultimately I'm not a lover of the lavender because it's quite woody and tatty, and I just don't think that it fits with the vibe of the garden. So you see in this area I've moved, there's a magnolia now at the back of the jungle hut, and that came from over in the woodland garden, but that had to move because the phoenix palm will be going in there, and ultimately that will be huge, so it needed space. So I've done a few changes to the levels in this section here. We're still waiting the 3 big palms which are coming from Seagrave Nursery. I'm told they should be coming next Thursday. They should be delivered. So that's obviously why I have these bamboo canes in position. The turf I've stripped from another border, which I will show you in a minute. And this has been basically piled up to elevate this area in preparation for the Butia odorata, which will be coming from Seagraves. And that will be roughly positioned where that bamboo cane is. And depending on the size when it's delivered, that I might have to adjust sort of left and right on there. Planted some splenium ferns just in the bottom of the jungle hut area, and these were moved from the back garden. Another little job that I've completed is I've put a little bamboo cane accent on the front of the jungle hut. Obviously the lights, the little solar lights, are now up and in position. The only thing that I'm going to add to the jungle hut now is I'm going to get one of those bamboo wind chimes, which will give a kind of accent. It will kind of match well with the bamboo accent up the top there. That will probably hang on the left hand side where that sort of window gap is. The main border, nothing's really changed in this main border other than the fact that I have mulched the areas which are now completed, but I'm still waiting for plant deliveries. So those will fill in obviously where that massive bamboo cane is and where any of the other gaps are. So that's why I've left some things in pots in case I need to move them. However, I have planted the Cordyline australis that is now in the ground, mainly because there's high winds due the end of this week. So I'm hoping to, by putting it in the ground, that sort of secured it so it's not flapping around in the pot. Now, another new addition to the front garden is this border here. Try and get a better picture of it. So this is my kind of mini sort of shrub border, predominantly shrubs. Idea behind this border is as you drive up the drive, obviously the first section will be kind of lots of planting, which will hide, well, it will kind of hide the jungle hut a little bit. And then there's a bit of a gap in this section here, which people will be able to peep into the garden, and they will see obviously the jungle hut and the border behind me. But this bit here will add a little bit of screening in time, and it will just add a little bit more mystery to the garden because I needed a bit of height in this section. And then obviously as they go a little bit further up, you will see the topiary, and I don't want to obscure the topiary from the drive up because that is a major feature of the garden. So let's just do that little route so you can see what I mean. Okay, so as you can't drive, this section here will be semi-obscured on here. Just have to imagine the palm blocking the way there. And then you'll come to this bit and there will be a nice view into the garden. You can see the jungle hut and you can see up this way. And then it will then obscure this section in time so you don't really see it. Then once you get past the Camerops palm, you then see the topiary garden. The garden itself, I must say, it looks really good from my upstairs window. Looking down on it, you can really see the shape of the garden. I'll try and show you a little bit here, but you can see those curves work really strongly. So from this view, it's particularly nice, and that is intentional because obviously this is where people look from the windows, and also when they park up, they can then look down the garden, and there's things kind of obscuring the view so you get that sense of mystery. So yeah, that's the update really for today. As I say, a few things have gone in the ground this week. I think next weekend's going to be quite rainy, so I'm not sure how much I will get done. However, hopefully the big palms will be delivered. If they are, I will place them where the bamboo canes are, and you'll be able to see for the first time what the garden will look like with the big centerpieces in place. I'm also waiting for two other deliveries. One is from the Big Plant Nursery. I ordered some bits just after Christmas. Due to the cold weather, they haven't been sent out yet, but they may come actually next week. So I've got some pseudopanax, just some small ones in 1 litre pots, which I'm going to grow on. So they won't be planted out quickly at all. But they will give me other options if things don't work with certain shrubs in this garden. It gives me an option to move some bits around. There's also a giant grass in that order, a begonia, which is the sort of palm leaf begonia, which will be kept in a pot for a while because I need to be able to bring that inside. And there's also a different version of Persicaria, which I don't have. So I've ordered one of those that I can then grow on and split up. So that's the big plant nursery order. And then I have another order coming from Gardening Express. I bought another Camarops palm because once I'd created this border, this Camarops palm is going in this location, and I felt like it needed another one on this side a little bit further down the garden to balance it. So yeah, so I've ordered another one of those. They're a decent discount on that already, but I got an additional discount. And then I've also ordered with that a loquat tree, which I'm not sure where I'm going to position at the moment. But that will eventually be a small tree / large shrub with evergreen leaves. And yeah, it's just a really interesting shrub. So that may go in the back garden actually. So we'll have to see on that one. And yeah, so they're the plants that I'm still waiting on. And I've still got cordyline to add to the garden and some more phormiums. I'm not sure when they're going to be delivered at the moment. But yeah, so once all the plants are delivered, obviously the garden will be then fully laid out. If I need to move anything around, I will do. And yeah, so quite exciting stuff. And then by then we should be heading a little bit more out of winter, which means that as we head out of winter, things start to grow. I really need to tidy up the back garden. There's lots of cutback to do there, because most of my efforts have been obviously on the front garden and also on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and I will see you on the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. That helps me out a lot. And I'll see you on the next video.